Now, you mentioned a little earlier the ratings of SmackDown or Raw are down.
But yeah, both of them are down since. Yeah. Now, this could be partially attributed to the NBA playoffs. But I mean, for God's sake, I mean, the NFL's, as you
And
say, more popular and Raw's gone from uh, they've both gone down essentially, and down to the point where it can't purely just be the NBA games.
what did I say they went down?
You said
What
they
has
went down because the story's wrapped up. Cody's now the champion, but also
okay, okay, listen to this.
okay,
What was Cody saying? He wants to finish the story. So he finished the story. Like the chapter ended. And then all of a sudden, you don't have Roman there. You don't have The Rock there.
mhm.
You're missing a lot of people.
And Rhea Ripley,
So
Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, who injured his elbow, CM Punk, who's
so
still injured.
they're all hurt or gone. So people going to wait till they got that story kind of reheated back up with Rock and somebody. Now, when the baby face wins, see, they will pay to see the good guy win. They won't pay to see the bad guy win because it ends wrong. They don't want to see that. So Cody, and this was the same thing that would have happened last year when they were where were they in Montreal somewhere or wherever
What,
that
WrestleMania?
he no SummerSlam maybe. No, it was
Oh, you're
Cody
talking with
versus
Sami
Roman.
Zayn. Sami
Yep.
Zayn was in Montreal.
Okay. WrestleMania last year was Cody and Roman, right?
He was, yeah.
And who won? Roman.
Roman.
And the story got stronger because now they had something. The underdog was he's going to make amends. He was going to get back at that Roman Reigns. And now people at home, they don't sit here and just try to dissect it like we do. He won. So now what is there to go see? Nothing at this point.
Mm.
So they're going to try to tell a few more stories, but they're going to get back to Roman and The Rock. But I don't know when The Rock's coming back.
Yeah.
Rock will be gone. Rock will be gone for 6 months. So we'll
Well,
see what they do.
well, I mean, a good guy's only as good as, the villain, the heel, the
That's it.
antagonist, and pretty much all the antagonists have gone. So now what you've got is, as you say, a chapter's closed. I'd go one further than that. The book is closed. You can
Hmm.
write another volume of this, but now we've started with this entire new book with
Well,
none of your favorite characters.
we're starting with a new chapter with Solo Sokoa and his little cousin Tonga. What's his name? Now
Tamatanga.
they're going to try to take over, and let's see where they go. Because I'm sure they got a plan for it. But still, Roman is sitting in the background. Rock is sitting in the background. So, but see, they're telling a story amongst themselves that the people aren't seeing yet. Because who took it over? Solo did. And now Rock may not agree with that. Roman Reigns may not agree with it. So, what's going to happen is I think Rock will come back as a heel for a while, and Roman will come back as a heel for a while. Then they will turn on Roman. Now you got a story. Now they're fighting for the bloodline. Who's going to run it? And then it's an easy step now for the Rock to step back in. And now they'll go up to another WrestleMania with nothing but success, I think, because this is a little bit of a time of year. It's May. May traditionally in the wrestling season kind of cools off because the kids are getting out of school and people planning summer vacations and oh, that's what it used to be. I don't know what it
Mm.
is now,
It's
but
just it's a lame duck period now. But the thing is, what they
yeah,
used to
it
do
is.
when WrestleMania's gone past, they used to have, let's say, whatever the main event was, and then they'd have a return match on the next pay per view, or they continue that story up until SummerSlam, or something like that. Whereas now you can't do that. As you said, the chapter's closed because all of the major players, aside from Cody, are gone. So now all we're in
But
is just a lamed up period that we're going to be stuck in for months.
it takes one half of a TV to put it in their heads, the other half in the TV to turn them. And now it's all fresh. Now you got Roman fighting his cousins for control of the bloodline. And who does this leave in a really good position?
I know you're going to say.
Paul Heyman.
Ah,
Paul Heyman is a great position. And they don't know what to do, and they turn to Heyman, and Heyman knows more than the average cat on the street, so he gets in touch with Roman, but not telling anybody, and they start again. I'm really, really interested in seeing how they do this, because I have referred to it before as what they have done up to here with the bloodline is it was a work in progress, but it was a thing of beauty watching them weave and tell the story. And if you watch your commentators, they don't get ahead of the story. I wish they'd slow down a little bit, but they're telling the story right with the fans. But what you want to do, you want that fan to sit out there and say, oh man, just like we're talking here, they're saying, what's going to happen? This is what I think is going to happen. No, this is going to happen. This is going, that's interest. Before, people says, who gives a crap what they do? Hell, it's boring as hell. And nobody cared. Now they care.
did you watch SmackDown on Friday?
I did watch SmackDown.
Has this been the worst WWE draft ever? Because, I mean, they get more inconsequential every year.
The draft, see, by protecting the champions, that took the interest out of it. That took all your champions and put them ineligible to be drafted. Well, I guess I don't know what to go. I never liked the draft anyway. Now, if you're going to have a draft, wouldn't you draft I would draft unknown people.
Huh?
I would have fans vote on it. Say, put out a something on X, Twitter, and you got these 10 people. Who are you going to draft? You can draft 4 of them. And I think putting the champions off like they're ineligible to be drafted. And but they did cover Roman Reigns perfectly. He withdrew his name from the draft because he's going home for a while. And they did that well. So they couldn't have drafted him anyway because he refuses to be drafted, which makes sense. So I bought it and hopefully the fans did too.
But most of the people who were drafted just ended up on the same show that they were on anyway. And also with this, and also with this draft thing as well. But you can just turn up on any show you want, really. I mean, as long as it suits the story, you're not sort of beholden, absolutely to wherever you're drafted.
I'll say one thing about SmackDown last Friday. They did a misdirection a couple of times with Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, they were fighting in the back. They pulled them apart. Then out come the girls, the Jade and what's her name?
Bianca.
And they were talking to those little Japanese girls. And I said last week, I said, I said it on my other show that I do that talks about SmackDown. I said, you had these big girls and they were going to beat up the little bitty Japanese girls. But and you say it, okay, they're going to start fighting. But all of a sudden, here comes Kevin Owens beating the crap out of somebody, Logan Paul or whoever. But it was totally unexpected. And that was a good way to get through it because they had it in their heads that now Jade and Bianca are together and they're going against the Japanese girls.